Hey, what's up? I'm Zoe, and today we're finally going to tackle the thing that I have been wanting to do for a really long time. And that is read It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. It has probably been talked about on every single platform, in every single circle, in every community. This is like the book. I bought some colored tabs. Finally, I got these off of Shein. It was $1, which was better than Amazon. It's so aesthetically pleasing to me. You know, I made a whole TikTok on this, but it's so pleasing to me that I was just like, oh my god, I have to read this book now. I think these are fine. These are fine, but they don't hit the same as the colorful. I already started reading this a while ago. I read chapter 1 and 2 so far. And obviously, as you can see, I've already tabbed some stuff. Oh wait, you can't see because my tabs are so good. Here. I do the darkest color for like angry, right here. And then the lightest color for like the happiest, pure bliss, most romantic. I don't know, just moments that I'm just like, oh my god, I love this moment. You know what I'm saying? And then the rest of these are just tabs. You know, and the way that I do this is like, it's anything else that I want to tab that I kind of just like want to mark, and I go in color order. I don't really know if that's a system that will last forever with doing this, but for now it seems like that's something I'll be able to remember no matter what book I'm reading. So far, in the first 2 chapters of this book, very interesting. I didn't expect it to have so many things that I wanted to like mark and annotate, but I kind of have come to the conclusion that I like annotating. I like writing in the pages of books. I know that screws you over if you hate the book and then you're like, I want to sell this. You can't really, I don't know. I need to figure out what people do with their annotated books that they hate. Should I read the back to you? I feel like if you're watching this, you already know what this book is about, and you're like either waiting to see my happiness from reading this, or you're waiting to see how annoyed and angry I get, or where my breaking point will be. I feel like it's one of those. You're either watching this for pure enjoyment, or you're watching this to see my demise. But I guess we can read the summary before we get into this. I mean, only the first 2 chapters. I don't know much. It's really just like the setup, I guess. But here we go. Sometimes the one who loves you is the one who hurts you the most. All right, true words have never been spoken. Lily hasn't always had it easy, but that's never stopped her from working hard for the life she wants. She's come a long way from the small town in Maine where she grew up. She graduated from college, moved to Boston, and started her own business. So when she feels a spark with a gorgeous neurosurgeon named Ryle Kincaid. Like, what the fuck kind of name is Ryle? I'm sorry if your name is Ryle. I apologize, but like, what the fuck? Everything in Lily's life suddenly seems almost too good to be true. Ryle is assertive, stubborn, maybe even a little arrogant. He's also sensitive, brilliant, and has a total soft spot for Lily. But Ryle's complete aversion to relationships is disturbing. Disturbing? That's a red flag right there. Disturbing? What are you doing, Sarah, that is disturbing in that fact? It's disturbing? Like, it's disturbing. As questions about her new relationship overwhelm her, so do thoughts of Atlas Corrigan, her first love, and a link to the past she left behind. He was her kindred spirit, her protector. When Atlas suddenly reappears, everything Lily has built with Ryle is threatened. Oh, Colleen Hoover delivers a heart-wrenching story that breaks exciting new ground for her as a writer. It Ends With Us is an unforgettable tale of love that comes at the ultimate price. I'm at chapter 10 of this, and proof of that, yeah, I have been pretty much having a therapy session throughout this whole entire book so far, marking like everything. Like, I have so much to say in this book, and I don't know if I was expecting that. So far, it's still very OC. There's a lot that's happening, whether it's things from the past or things from the present. First of all, let's talk about Ryle, I guess. So Lily and Ryle at this point are already like doing like a trial relationship. Do I like her and Ryle together? I mean, I feel like I haven't seen them together enough to really have an opinion. I do get the lust that they have for each other, which I think is fun, great, wonderful. But I think this emphasis on like, oh, we would never work out because I am not interested in more than a one-night stand and you are not interested in anything less than a one-night stand. That's very interesting. Based off of that first night that they had, I don't really get what the obsession is with each other. I feel like maybe I need to see Lily and Ryle to understand. I don't really know if I care about Ryle and Lily like long term, but so far we have officially gone through them actually finally doing the deed. They finally had sex, and great for them, which I think was just like one of the back and forths of this for this whole time, and I'm just like, just have sex already. I don't know. I mean, either he's going to stick around with you or not. Like, I don't think the holding out really meant anything. So far it just kind of seemed like he just wanted the challenge of getting with her. She writes letters to Ellen, and yes, I mean Ellen DeGeneres, the lady who used to have a show before it was discovered that she was like a piece of shit. As I continue to read this, I wonder what Lily would think of Ellen and her scandal, because she even says in here like, oh Ellen, I know you're a great person and like you treat people so well and like you donate to so many charities. Anyways, that's not the point. She writes letters to Ellen and pretty much treats it as her diary. She doesn't actually mail them, but it's like the idea that you're writing to someone. And she loves to watch Ellen on TV after she gets back from school. Like, I don't know. I was like, that's such a choice. Like, why'd you choose Ellen? I guess I would have written my letters to Oprah if I was doing anything. I would be like, Oprah girl, listen. I'm seeing a theme with Colleen Hoover because like the only other book I read was Verity, and Verity is also where you have the main character and they have like this thing they're reading that recounts the past and gives you context to stuff without actually being flashbacks. You're reading something. I think in a way I feel like I like the letters more than I like the actual like chapters for some reason. But Lily and Atlas, on the other hand, Atlas is like this homeless boy who lives behind her in a house, an abandoned house. She like sends food over to him because obviously he doesn't have food, and she's like, here, I want to help and things like that. And it's getting cold, and I think at this point it's like winter, so they become like friends, and she like sometimes has him come to her house to shower and things like that. Very to the point. I feel more towards her and Atlas than I do her and Ryle. Like, Ryle just kind of feels like, I don't know, he kind of does just feel like a one-night stand, like kind of like this guy that you'll have a fling with, but he's not a guy that you marry. Even though I'm sure that paycheck is looking like something that you would marry. Other than that, I don't really feel much towards them as a pairing, and I don't know if I'm supposed to. Watch me come back to this after I reach a certain point in the book and I'll be like, oh girl, if you only knew. Like, there are like little cute things between her and Ryle, but it's nothing like her and Atlas. I feel like Atlas, she really got to know as a friend, and so far I like that. Ryle is this guy that she met like literally at the start of the book. She is like on this rooftop and it has like a great view, and that's the only reason why she's on this rooftop. She doesn't live in this building. She doesn't, you know anyone who lives in the building. She just likes the rooftop. And Ryle comes out there, totally unrelated to her, doesn't know she's out there, and they like have like a heart-to-heart and kind of connect because it's like the day of her father's funeral, and she's pretty much saying like, I don't know how she felt about her. I forget how they even started talking. Did she say like how she felt about her dad or something? He's a neurosurgeon. I said that though, didn't I? I don't know. There's not much I know about Ryle outside that he doesn't want a relationship and he only likes one-night stands. But there was something that was really interesting when his sister, who ends up being an employee for Lily in her flower shop, which is totally like unplanned. It's just a small world, you know how that happens. She's super rich and she just needs something to keep her occupied throughout the day, so she decides to work at this flower shop. I don't know, it's totally crazy how that happened. They don't tell her, neither of them tell her that they knew each other before they met when she introduces them. So they're kind of having like this like secret communication tension between them that no one else is really picking up on, to our knowledge. Then when she finds out on the night of her birthday that they have a thing, the next morning she's talking to Lily and she's like, oh, well, you know, I just want to warn you right here. And she says, Ryle doesn't have the best track record with relationships. And like this weird tension that he has with his sister. She's like, I have the right to tell her because she is my friend and that's what friends do. And then he's like, well, as your brother, I would hope that you have a little more faith in me than you do. That's what siblings do. Oh my gosh, like if this girl is in danger, you need to tell her. Girl surgeon or not, like, you need to tell her if she is in danger, because like I think that's the case for the police otherwise. I'm gonna keep reading, but I think I'm gonna take a break for a little bit and then we'll keep going with chapter 10. Last time I checked in with you was right before chapter 10 and then I took a break, and now it's like, what time is it? It's like 9:30. I've been watching like Criminal Minds in between. Let me tell you some things about Ryle. Now I'm having quite a few things, like I don't know. Now listen. I know you're watching this and you probably already know what happens. So I'm just gonna let you know I haven't had no spoilers for this series. I am very in charge of my experience whenever I watch videos or whenever I watch TikToks. If I see people about to talk about a book that I know I want to read in the immediate future, I zoom past, I fast forward, I skip over. I don't want spoilers. And I think I do pretty good for myself on keeping myself from getting the spoilers that I do not want, okay? I like to pride myself on that. So I don't know what's happening. I don't know if I'm overthinking these things just because I'm me. Anyways, I'm gonna tell you some of the things I've been reading and I'm like, that's like a red flag. Is going to dinner or lunch with her mom. He invites himself, and I mean, okay, maybe that's not bad, but also I'm just kind of like, aren't you still like trial boyfriend and girlfriend? Like, are you together? Like, why would you involve parents? This will come, and she says to him, I know I'm not crazy, because she literally says, you can meet us there in half an hour. So tell me why she leaves work and he's standing outside leaning against her car. And she says, I thought he was meeting me at the restaurant, but okay. And I'm like, huh? That's a little weird. Where was the miscommunication in her telling you meet us at the restaurant? Maybe it's just me, but I think that's weird. Because did I not just say? I feel crazy, but did I not just say? Because it's like, it's just one line. It's one line. Did I not just say, meet me there? So what are you doing here leaning against my car? Explain, because I want to know why you're here. I didn't say that. I said meet me at the restaurant. Did I not? Me from the future editing this is probably either gonna be like, you're totally overthinking that, or how were you so on point? I don't know. I also was like, she could have told her mom and like given her a heads up before she left, but I mean, I guess that's not, I don't think that went as badly. The restaurant that they go to, she finds out that Atlas literally works at this restaurant because he moved to Boston. He moved to Boston at one point to be with his uncle and have someone who could actually take care of him and like give him food and clothes and things like that, which he desperately needed because he can't live in that house and he can't stay in her house, her room all the time, because imagine if her father finds him, which I do not want. Please tell me that's not part of this. So he leaves to go live in Boston and he's like, oh, you should come to Boston, which makes it really crazy that she ends up in Boston anyways. Oh yeah, her dad is an absolute piece of shit. Alcoholic, abusive, verbally abusive, emotionally abusive, physically abusive, toxic bastard. Oh my god. So many things to say about that situation, but I won't get into it. It was after they had the dinner with her, the lunch, whatever it was, with her mom, and he texts her, Ryle texts her. I was really worried about being in a relationship with would add to my responsibilities, and that's why I've avoided them my whole life. he says some other shit, and then he's like, what's happening between us doesn't feel like a responsibility, it feels like a reward. Like, I get why he likes one night stands if that's how you're saying it, because like you don't want the responsibility of having to care about someone else's feelings. Like, you're such a narcissist that you only want to care about yourself and your rewards and all the pleasures that you can get from a relationship, but you don't want to have to account for the other person's feelings, of what they might want, of what their dreams might be. You don't want to have to remember things for that person, because like you don't want to have to feel like it's your fault if something happens or falls through or anything like that. And that's that's the vibe I'm getting. I'm like, why is that? Like, I get why you would want one night stands, because you don't have to care about those people. I like, the more I talk, I feel like, because I just don't know how this story is supposed to go. I know it's supposed to be sad, but I just don't I just don't know where the sad is gonna come in. There was one part that I did not like about Alyssa, and it was literally when she was telling the story. This is so random. No one cares about Alyssa. That's Ryle's sister. No one cares. They were having a party or something. Like, Marshall was Ryle's best, or is Ryle's best friend, and they were having a party at their place or something, and she saw him with a floozy. She said that I started yelling at him to take his whores to his own house. His whores? Excuse me, girl, that's ugly behavior. Do not call other women whores. Like, are they whores? Who cares if they're whores? You're like, what? I didn't like that. I find out that they had an older brother who passed away when they were kids. And then, oh my God, this is the other part that I thought was weird. I've been putting like little red flags, well, not red, but like little flags everywhere in here, because I'm just like, I feel like this is weird. Oh, they went to the baseball game. That's what they did. And that's why we got the story about Alyssa and her husband. They go back to Lily's apartment, and she has a roommate. Her name is Lucy. She's not like the best, but like whatever. And she asks Ryle, who are you? And he says, Ryle Kincaid, I'm Lily's boyfriend. Huh? Huh? You're her what? Excuse me? When did you have that conversation? Yet you're sitting here walking around saying I'm her boyfriend? Did you, where was the communication there? Like, at all? Like, anywhere did you communicate with her that you wanted to be her boyfriend, or that you wanted to ask her to be your girlfriend? I mean, I get that people don't like titles and things, but considering when this was written, when was this written? I don't really think that's part of the conversation here. I don't. This is from 2016. I don't think that was part of the conversation. When did the trial relationship end? And why couldn't she have just been simply informed? It doesn't even seem like it would take a long conversation. You could have said it in the car. You could have said it on the way up the stairs. You could have been like, listen, I am having a lot of fun with you. Like, you're a really great girl, and I really, really like you. And I think I want to try this. I want to try, and you know, that's how my little flags are looking. His mother calls him and leaves a voicemail. He's like telling her that he's told his mother about her. And he's like, this is kind of a monumental thing, you know, me having a girlfriend. She calls me every day to make sure I haven't screwed this up somehow. She literally like mentions her in the voicemail. She's like, give Lily a hug for me. And then she says, like, we've been dating for a few months. How much do you talk about me? And he says, too much, Lily, way too much. It's like, I feel like if you have never really been into having relationships and being committed, would you still be like singing from the hills to tell your parents? Like, I feel like he still would be resistant to telling them. Like, he would be like she would come up and say, oh, have you told your parents about me? Like, and he would be like, oh, I haven't gotten around to it. Her mother talks about him too, or like they have a rapport, but he inserted himself. He pushed that meeting to happen. It wasn't that Lily felt like they were at a point or a place, like he wasn't even her boyfriend yet. You see how she didn't say anything to her mother. Of course I understand their relationships and things, but like if she really felt that way about him, she would have said something to her mother. It would have come up in passing or something like that. So I just think that's weird. I think it's weird that he's talking so much to his mother about her, because I'm just like, wait, why are you so eager all of a sudden? Like, the flip of the switch is just giving me whiplash, because I'm concerned. And I keep coming back to this disturbing. Here I was just trying to get some little B-roll footage of me reading. You all knew, didn't you? You knew. If you've read this book, you knew. You knew what I was about to go into and you didn't warn me. I am in shock. I'm still in shock. I'm disgusted. Absolutely disgusted. I don't even know. Wow. What a fucking piece of shit. I don't even have anything to say. I'm just angry. I'm just, like, I don't even know what to tell you. I don't know what to say. I don't. Why is this the most popular book? I don't know what to say to you. I don't know. No. I'm so sick. Like, yeah. Wow. You know what? Yeah, that's, fuck him. I am back here to tell you I've officially made it to part 2. Like, officially at part 2. Yeah, absolutely not. I am taking a break from this book. I cannot believe I even read that much in one sitting, to be quite honest with you. And if I didn't get so angry and annoyed, I probably would have read it a lot faster. Ryle is on my shit list forever. There is no redemption arc for him. This book should come with a warning. I mean, I know it didn't sound that pleasant from the back, but I don't even know. After that, I really just don't know what to say. Like, I feel like anything I say is just, I don't know. Yeah, that's a lot. But the fact that Atlas got her that book signed by Ellen DeGeneres, just keep swimming. I just, wow, that was so cute. And he kept it. But reading that last journal entry of what she wrote to Ellen, wow, that was crazy. But totally believable, and that sucks also. But wow. Wow. Finding out about the tattoo, the magnet, y'all. The story ended up being really good. I think I kind of predicted in one of my videos that I would end up liking this book because I did like Verity by Colleen Hoover, so is it a shock that I would like another book by her? Probably not. I love that Atlas and Lily just kind of come back together. I love that. That was so just cosmic. Would I ever read this book again? Hell no. I think once is enough for this. I don't know if this is even a book that people reread. Do you reread a book like this? I wouldn't. This was a one and done. Yeah, I didn't know going in that this was a book about abuse per se, but I mean, I guess I should have been able to figure that out by the tagline. Sometimes the one who loves you is the one who hurts you the most, and I mean, I didn't know it was going to actually deal with like physical abuse. I mean, it could have been anything. I mean, come on. But yeah, and I didn't know if it was going to be Atlas who ended up being the one hurting her or Ryle. I mean, even though I know it said disturbing and I was very stuck on that word, it could have still been anything. I thought it was very interesting how pretty much after that one incident at the end when she found out she was pregnant, he pretty much walked away after that. He was very understanding and just a lot more cool and calm and collected. I kept expecting something else to happen. I kept expecting him to blow up or something and be like angry or push her or do something to her while she was pregnant. I just kept expecting that. So I was very shocked to see that that didn't happen. I don't know. That was just me though. I was preparing myself. Every single page, every single interaction, I prepared myself for something. And nothing came. I'm happy nothing came because, like, Book Lily, I don't want that to happen to you. Like, you know, but it still was interesting to me that nothing happened. I don't know what, I mean, I don't know really what prompted that. I see what the hype is. I see why so many people are like, read it, but I feel like there definitely should be a few more warnings on reading this book than there were. I mean, I know I personally was avoiding spoilers, but I just feel like you have to say, like, this definitely deals with abuse. So physical, mental, emotional, yeah, be warned. Generational abuse also. So know that going in. Anyways, this is my vlog of reading It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that I can be back with more reading vlogs in the future. And yes, be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave some comments, subscribe, and turn on alerts so you do not miss new videos. That is everything. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!
Only live into dreams, baby.